Tense moments for a West Central neighborhood. Multiple people were shot near Cannon Park. Tonight, we have live coverage from the scene where police are trying to learn more about what happened.
Much cooler temperatures today and a few lingering showers, but get ready for a chilly start to your Monday morning.
For some, it's the mark of a new season. Bloomsday was supposed to happen today, but the coronavirus pushed the race back to the fall. Tonight, see how people in our community kept the tradition going. Breaking news now at 11. Multiple people are in the hospital after a shooting in West Central near Cannon Park. Thanks for being with us tonight. I'm Tim Pham. The shooting happened near West Maxwell and North Elm near the community center there. Roads in the area are now back open, but they were closed for several hours while police investigated. Police say there's no risk to the community at this time.
I've got no information that leads me to believe that this is random. However, we still have suspects potentially outstanding involved in a shooting.
Little information has been released about the suspect or suspects police are looking for. KREM 2's Brandon Jones has been gathering details all evening. Brandon, have we learned more about the people hurt in the shooting?
We haven't learned more, but officers had this area roped off for several hours around 4 p.m. They received a call about shots fired at Cannon Park near Spokane's West Central neighborhood. When they arrived, multiple people were injured and had to be transported to the hospital. So we're continuing to get updates, and what we know so far is that SPD arrived at Cannon Park, located evidence that indicated a shooting when they got to the scene. Again, we know multiple people were hit and transported to the hospital, but there currently is no status of how these victims are doing. Major Crimes was here investigating the situation. They've been going over evidence and speaking with involved parties, but no arrests have been made. SPD is still trying to get information on the suspect or suspects if there is more than one person. It's unclear at the time, but they're asking anyone who may have witnessed the scene to share information with officers. All of this happened off the corner of Maxwell and Elm Street in Spokane's West Central neighborhood. So as a wrap, again, what we know is that people were transported to the hospitals. We don't know the status of them yet. There has been no arrests made and roads are open again. Once we get updates, we'll bring those your way. From Spokane, Brandon Jones, KREM 2 News.
Brandon, thanks so much. More breaking news now tonight. A separate situation in East Central caused a big mess in someone's front yard. A police chase ended at that scene near 4th and Altamont. Police say they received reports of 3 suspects assaulting a man at a separate location. A bystander tried to stop the attack, and that's when the suspects actually threatened to shoot the bystander. The suspects drove off, eventually crashing into this front yard. Multiple people were brought to a hospital, including another driver. At least one suspect will be facing felony charges. Well, you can stay up to date on both of these breaking news stories inside the KREM 2 app and on KREM.com. And be sure to tune in to Up with KREM tomorrow morning beginning at 5 a.m. Looking ahead, city leaders are pushing for Spokane to reopen and for a regional approach to the governor's plan. KREM 2's Whitney Ward spoke with Mayor Nadine Woodward on her thoughts of the stay-at-home extension.
We do know that there has been some indication that some smaller counties that have fewer cases right now could be able to reopen sooner. We know Spokane is also not on that list. Do you plan to dispute that? What is your position on that, knowing that we have so many fewer cases here than there are right now in Seattle?
Yeah, that list of 10 counties, several of them in eastern Washington, are extremely small. So I will continue to push the governor to open up Spokane County sooner than later, as I have for the last 4 weeks. But that's what gets movement, is a constant dialogue and conversation. Just 2 weeks ago, the governor was not even willing to talk about a regional opening of our economies. He was set on a one-size-fits-all statewide answer. And now we've been able to convince him that, yes, different parts of the state look different and have had different responses to their COVID plans. Spokane County has been very impactful. We have a population of more than 500,000 people. We have 10 people in the hospital right now, and I hope they get well very, very soon. But our early and proactive COVID response has been extremely proactive. We have plenty of hospital capacity, which is one of the parameters that the governor laid out today on which counties can open up. And we have surge capacity within our medical facilities too. Our cases are single-digit increases. So we have definitely leveled off. I think we're in a very good position to start opening businesses sooner.
Well, you can watch the full interview with Mayor Nadine Woodward on KREM.com. Some Washington parks are set to reopen starting Tuesday, May 5th. The State Parks and Recreation Commission has announced a list of over 100 state parks and properties that will open on Tuesday for day use only. Governor Jay Inslee announced last week that some state parks would slowly open for public use during the coronavirus pandemic. The stay-home order has been extended, of course, until May 31st. You can find a full list of more than 100 parks on our website, KREM.com. Looking ahead, city golf courses are preparing to reopen on Tuesday, May 5th. Downriver, Qualchan, Indian Canyon, and Esmeralda golf courses plan to open on that day. However, here are some new changes to keep in mind. Players can only play in twos. There's only one rider per cart unless a minor is playing. Cup liners will also be in place to prevent people from reaching in to retrieve their ball. Also, courses ask that you call in advance to book your tee time. Well, shifting gears to weather now, let's send things over to meteorologist Michelle Boss, who's working from home tonight. Michelle, what can we expect for the upcoming week?
We're looking at some pretty good weather for this upcoming week. I heard the golf courses were going to be opening on Tuesday, and the weather is going to be spectacular for that. Some warmer temperatures and a little bit more sunshine. But we are going to deal with some chilly weather to start the week, though. Let's take a look at some temperatures across the region right now, where some areas have already dipped into the low to mid 30s. Take a look at Deer Park and Sandpoint, 34 degrees, just a couple of degrees above freezing. So hopefully you've been paying attention to the forecast. If you have any sensitive plants out there, or if you kind of an early start to your gardening, you've got those sensitive plants covered up. And Spokane and Coeur d'Alene will likely be in the mid 30s, but some of those outlying areas could see some pretty chilly temperatures as well. Moses Lake sitting at 49 or 49, Lewiston at 47. Here's a look at the next 12 hours. Clear skies expected tonight. Temperatures dipping down into the 30s, and then warming up to seasonable temperatures Monday afternoon. But here's a look at the forecast lows for tomorrow morning. Spokane and Coeur d'Alene again close to freezing, at least at the airport. Deer Park, though, could dip down into the upper 20s, as well as places like Newport, Republic, Colville with temperatures below freezing. Sandpoint is going to be pretty close to their forecast low, 33 degrees. Right now on satellite and radar, pretty much all the showers are gone. You're just seeing some ground clutter on the radar there. Otherwise, quiet weather for your Monday. Mostly sunny skies in the afternoon, the high 63. We should be up near 70 degrees on Tuesday with partly cloudy skies, and showers return on Wednesday, which will knock our temperatures back a little bit, highs in the upper 50s.
Well, it's not how any of us thought we would spend Bloomsday Sunday, but as you can see, people still made the best of the situation to enjoy a Spokane tradition. Today was the original day for the race, but it was postponed to the fall because of the pandemic. But as KREM 2's Brandon Jones shows us, people decided to run the course anyway.
I wore tennis shoes today in honor of Bloomsday, and I didn't run as much as I probably should have, but Spokane in general made up for that.
Woo! Yes, sir!
Although there was no official finish line and numbers weren't distributed this morning, there were still plenty of people out running the course. Families stood by the Monroe Street Bridge and cheered on one another while the statues by Riverfront donned the annual Bloomsday t-shirts.
Running in Spokane wouldn't be as cool as it is if we didn't have this amazing race.
Brendan Pointer is a Bloomsday ambassador that's been around the race for over 20 years. The passion he has for running in this community led him to start a blog called Spokane Be Running that now has a website, Facebook, an Instagram page, and t-shirts that he sells.
This is what running in Spokane's all about. It's about Bloomsday.
Organizers for the race are confident it will continue this year. A new date has been set for the end of summer on September 20th. Participants that were already registered this spring will have their entry honored at the later date. If they can't make that, their registration will carry over to next year's race.
Even though it's not happening today, we're still here, we're still running, and we're still together.
From Spokane, Brandon Jones, KREM 2 News.
Looks like everyone had a lot of fun, and a lot of you shared some of your great photos with us. We asked you earlier this morning to send in your favorite Bloomsday memories or the new ones that you created today, and it was really cool to see all of the different t-shirts that people have collected over the years. We also had some of our KREM 2 staff on your screen there. They also ran some of the course, or they just ran a few miles here and there, but this afternoon they did a virtual run together, and collectively our team ran 72 miles collectively. That's pretty impressive. That's awesome. All right, still ahead, wildfire season is just around the corner. Our Whitney Ward sits down with an expert to talk about what fire season could look like in the inland Northwest. Before we go to break, though, we do want to give a big shout out to KREM 2 meteorologist Michelle Boss's daughter, Brooke. Fun fact, she is homeschooled, but she is also the concert master for Central Valley High School's orchestra. We wish you, Brooke, the best, and of course, go Cougs. She's going to go to Washington State next year. We love getting your senior shout outs, so keep sending them in to us by sending your photos. Text us 2020 to 509-448-2000, and we'll send you a link to that form.